Good evening, people. I hope I'm audible. Can you guys please confirm? Okay. So we will wait for some couple of minutes so that everyone joins. I'll get started in another 2 or 3 minutes. Fine? Okay. Am I audible now, guys? I have not shared the screen yet, Shagun. Okay. So let me share the screen with you people. So in our last session, we were discussing about, first one is that we discussed about the seeker tool, using which we could able to trace the location, right? So we saw how we can use the seeker tool in order to get the location of a person, right? Wherein we generated one URL using which we were able to trace the location, and we used the ngrok there. I hope everyone is getting this. Everyone has tried the seeker tool. The class recorded link will be available in your WhatsApp group, Jenny. You can please check over there, or else even the link will be sent to your mail. Just check, you might have received it. Everyone has tried the seeker tool. Anybody has any doubts here? No mails received. You're like just getting the links from the WhatsApp. Is that so? Okay, fine. Let me check with the technical team about the regarding the mails. WhatsApp link, Sunanda, please connect with the technical person. Okay. His name is Atish. I think yesterday I shared his number as well. Let me add in his number today also, so that people who are not in the WhatsApp group, they can join the WhatsApp group. Just give me a moment. Okay, his name is Atish. He is our. You can check with him to add you in the WhatsApp group, so that you can access the session. You can access your session links. All the recorded links will be there. Uh, okay, only 3 class links are sent. Okay, Chakradhar, I will check with them. I'll tell them to send it as soon as possible. And tell them to update the class links in your WhatsApp group. Not to worry about that. Okay, so fine then. Everyone has got the seeker tool. So moving ahead for the web scraping. Okay, I'll just quickly revise these things so that we were half done with the web scraping part, right? So I will just start from the beginning itself, so that people who did not attend yesterday's session, they will be also be able to get it. Okay, Akshay, not to worry. I'll talk to the technical team today itself, and I'll make sure that by today evening or else by tomorrow, you people get all the class links. Okay, all the recorded session links, you should be able to get it. Fine. Okay. Now coming back to the topic, that is web scraping. So what is this web scraping? So web scraping is nothing but extracting data from the web pages. Let's say you want to take some part of the information from the web page. So that process is called as web scraping. It is basically defined as the use of a program or algorithm to extract and process large amount of data from the web. So whenever you open any web page, now let's say if I open one web page of this, let me open the same web page. Let me just copy this. Okay, now I have opened the web page of this Amazon. Okay, new Apple iPhone 12 Pro. Now on this web page, you can observe there are a number of information. I don't want all this information. Let's say I want a specific information. Let's say I just want to know the number of people who have reviewed it. I want to know the name of the people. So in that case, I want to extract only this part of the information, like Amit, Mahavir, and so on. These people have commented, right? So only their names I'm going to extract. So this is nothing but called as web scraping. So you're going to just, extract some amount of information. Now, usually what we do, we go to a particular website, we just do copy pasting, right? You might also think, can I not just copy this part from this particular website and paste it wherever I want it? Yes, of course you can do that. But this is a tedious and time consuming task, because every time you have to visit this website, copy this and then paste in your folder. So this is going to be tedious and time consuming. Whereas in web scraping, by using a simple Python program, you should be able to get this information in just one go. So this web scraping is legal as well as illegal. In certain cases, it is legal. Well, here are the legal use cases of it. Legitimate means legal. They are used in search engine bots. It is used in price comparison sites. It is also used in market research companies. Most of the search engines are going to use this web scraping technique to extract the data from the web pages. Even price comparison, when there are two companies, right, that for price comparison can be done using price comparison sites, they will be using web scraping, market research companies, and so on. But how it is illegal? Some people will be, trying to extract the information which is confidential. let's say in my business, for my business, I create one particular website. And in my website, I will add some data which I don't want anybody else to access without my permission. So if you try to access my information, if you try to access my web page without my consent, without my, me giving you the permission, in that case, web scraping becomes illegal. So you need to be careful here. You should never do this web scraping for illegal purpose. You should never try to do, extracting the data from the web pages which has copyright thing. Okay, so now moving ahead for the tools and bots. So basically here we are going to use a lot of programs. Okay, there are tools or softwares which are programmed to sift through databases and extract the information. So they basically, a variety of bot types are used here, which mean many being fully customizable. It can be customized to recognize unique HTML site structures, extract and transform the content, store the stat data, extract data from APIs. APIs are nothing but application program interface, guys. It is important that you should know this term. You can even read more about this APIs. What exactly are APIs? See, APIs are nothing but application program interface. This acts as an interface between two softwares. When two softwares wants to connect with each other, so there we will be having something called as APIs. So moving ahead to the malicious web scraping examples. So the best web scraping examples are price scraping and content theft. So whenever you're trying to access the data without anyone's concern, that comes under the category of malicious web scraping. So there we have two broadly classified categories here. Then we saw Google Colab. Using this Google Colab, we were writing our Python program in order to scrape the data from the web. And here we also studied about the website. So in websites, we will be having two types of languages will be there. One is your front end, another one is your back end. Right? So now in the front end, we have these many languages, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so on. Whereas in the back end, we have PHP, .NET, Flask, and so on. So here we will be dealing with the front end language, that is HTML. So see, front end means what? How your website looks like. What is the user interface? What is the font size of the website? What is the color, and etc. Okay, a number of things come there. So we will be dealing with that. So when we are dealing with, I'm sorry, is the voice clear to others? Am I audible, guys? Yes. Okay. Akshay, please check your internet connection because my voice is clear for others. Okay, coming back here. So here what I'm saying, we are going to now scrape the data from a website. So website, we are talking only about the front end. So now if I right click here, so now let's say this is my Amazon page for new Apple iPhone. Okay, so now in order to get, I want to know in which language this front end is written. So for that, what you can do, you can just write here, right click and check view the page source. So when you click on this, you should be able to see the source code in which this particular web page is written. It is written in JavaScript, HTML. Can you see here? So this is nothing but an HTML code that we have. Let me just come back. Now, here in this particular thing, okay, so we will be dealing with the front end. Now moving ahead for the steps for the web scraping. So basically what we are going to do, first create a Google Colab notebook. I hope everyone has this link. Everyone has this link for this Python notebook. Google Colab notebook link everyone has. I had given yesterday, right? I hope everyone has opened it. Please open this particular page, guys. You can create a copy of this, or else you people can also run along with me. It's not there. Okay, let me just share it. Just a moment. Copy the link. Okay, no problem. I will share it in the chat box. Okay, go to this particular link. Here in the file, there is an option, save a copy in Drive. Can you observe this? In the files, there is an option called as save a copy in Drive. Just click on this, one more copy will be created. The moment you click on this, one more copy will be created. Okay, and then you can start running it along with me. Now, first thing what is there here? First thing is that we are going to download a library. We are going to download Beautiful Soup library. This is present where it is present in BS4. Importing, see here, from BS4 import Beautiful Soup library as BS. Right? Then also import requests. Since we are going to deal with the HTML, this thing, right? HTML language. So we will be using some HTML functions also here. So here I'm writing a Python code, guys. Okay. What I'm doing, I'm trying to write a Python code. Please make a note of it. So here, since that is why we have here i.ipynb. This extension is .ipynb. This means interactive Python notebook. Let me just comment it. For commenting, you can use the hash symbol. This is basically we are importing the library. Then next thing here, I am providing the URL of the website which I want to deal with. Now you can observe I am giving this particular website, that is that amazon.in, wherein I have this new Apple phone review. All the details of this particular phone is available here. You can give any link, guys, but make sure that you are dealing with the web pages which is you are allowed to access. Right? Is the screen visible, guys? For Shreya, the screen is not visible. Is the screen visible to others? Yes? Okay. Shreya, please check your internet connection. It's visible to others. Okay. First thing is that now I'm collecting this URL in one object called as URL. Then I'm calling this request.get function. What we are doing, we are calling this request.get function to get this particular request. We are requesting this page. That is why get function is used. .get. When you want to get some information from the internet. Then here I am just printing page. Let me run this. Go on running it. See, first time it will take some time because it is connecting to your internet. But later on, once the cell starts running, other cells will not take so much of time. The next what I'm doing, I'm trying to give the source code for the entire website by using page.content. Now you can see this is run. Run this particular cell. Observe. It took me very less time. Now can you see I'm getting the response as 503. What does that mean? What does this error mean? That server is busy. Rerun it. You are getting the error from the server side. So you have to do it until you get the response as 200. 200 means success. This is what we saw in our yesterday's session also. These are nothing but the exit status of our websites. Yes. So HTTP status. So when you want to request data from a specified resource, you use the get method. When you want to send the data to the server, you use the post method. 200 means success. 500 means there is a server error. If you're getting something in 400, it is a client error. In 300 means there is redirection. Your site is getting redirected. So you need to be careful about these things. So coming back here, so I've got the responses 200. It means that we have successfully got the output for this. So next, when I type here for the page.content, this particular command will give you the entire source code of your website. This will be in the form of the HTML only. Whatever we saw just now, see when I right click and we view the page source code. Same thing is over here also. Okay, these things only are present over here. So we won't be able to understand this, right? So now what we will do, we will try to convert this data to BS format. Some beautiful format we are going to do it. So for that, I'm going to call this BS function. So we are going to call this function by passing two parameters input. One is your page.content, which contains the entire source code of your website, right? And here I'm going to use html.parser. So this html.parser is basically used to divide, okay, make division in your website, okay, in order to make it in a beautiful format. So when you run it, you will get the output something like this. Everything is arranged right towards the left side. See, here we got it in one line only. See, here everything you got in one line. So now you got it line by line. Okay, you got line by line over here. Now let's say you want to indent this. So in that case, what you're going to do? Yeah, we are going to use one more function called as prettify function. So soup.prettify will make your data look in a good format. So the moment I enter this particular cell, now you can observe this, everything was coming in one line. No, here indentation will be there. That is, you will provide tab spaces. You can observe. You have prettified your data. Now, after you prettify the data, let's say you just want to collect the profile names. As I told you, now I want to know the people who have commented it. What I want to do, I want to know about these people. I want to just collect this information from this particular website. So what I will do, I will just do right click. I'll click on inspect option. What I'm going to do a right click on inspect option. The moment I click on inspect option, one tab will open towards the right side. And here you have one arrow key. So just click on this. The moment you click on this, it will ask you to select. Now let's say I just want to know about this person, right? Can you see span.a hyphen profile? Click on this. The moment you click on this, it will get highlighted towards the right side. Can you see span space class is equal to profile name? Same thing I have written here as a part of my parameters. Span class profile name. So this will give you all the people's name who has given reviews. And here span is nothing but the tag name. I hope you're getting it. And when we press enter here, you will get all the profile names. Any doubts so far, guys? Span means tag here, Sai Dinesh. See, when I go here, you can observe. So what they are saying, span class is equal to profile name. So span is nothing but the tag name. Everywhere you will be having this tag name. So you are going to recognize wherever span is there, no, there you will be having a profile name for everyone. So here basically what we are doing, we are trying to extract that particular name. We are trying to extract all the profile names here. Right? Okay. So how this can help in hacking? We will come to this point little while later. Okay, Arya. Once we complete this, I will tell you how this can help you in hacking, or how this particular topic comes into hacking. Okay. So now you can observe here we are getting a number of things. Right? We are getting span, class, a profile name. So this is there everywhere. Along with that, we are getting the names. Now let's say I don't want this. So how to do it? First thing what we will do, we will first calculate the length of this. How many people have, I want to know the count. So for that, I will use length names. I'll use one function called as length. So this will give me the total count of these names. Now, in order to collect these names only, what I will do, I will create a list here. First, I will create an empty list, that is cust_name. This is for the customer names. Then I will run one for loop from I in the range of 0 to the length of the names. Okay. And then I'm going to call the append function to append the names into this particular list. So here you can observe we are calling name of I dot get text. So this get text function will extract only the names, right, and leave the tag. So here what it is going to do from here, it is going to leave this tag and it will only extract these names from here. So if I run this, you can observe all the tags are gone. Now in this particular list, customer name, you have all the customers' name. Now you can observe here, let me just cancel this. Closing thing. Come here, back here. Just a second. Okay. Now you can observe here I have top positive review. One person has given the positive review, one person has given the critical review. So these are two people who have given two reviews, that is top positive and top critical. So let's say I want to remove these people's name from my collection. Whatever I have collected data, right, I want to remove these two people. So what I will do, I will call the pop function here. So what we are going to do, we are going to remove the two people. So to remove the people, I am going to use the pop function here. So in this list, the names are present. So cust_name dot pop of 0. This is going to remove one person. So the top person is who? It is Shesh. So Shesh is removed. Then after removing Shesh, we have 11 people left. Then again one more time, if I run this particular cell, Amit is removed. Now total how many people I have? I have 10 people. Okay, you can observe this is we have removed one positive review and one critic review, two people. Then 10 are present. So if you rerun this, you will be able to get it. If you do length, now we will get 10. Previously it was 12, we have removed two people. Then now let's say I want to find out the review title content. What is the meaning of review title content? Now you can observe here, few people have given us received fake mobile, worst phone from an irresponsible company, a perfect phone without needed accessories. So here we are getting some comments, right? So I want this review contents. So in order to access this information from this website, what I will do, right click first of all, go on inspect, and the moment you click on inspect, a right tab is opening. So just click on this. The moment you click on this, it will ask you what you need to select. So here you can observe when I click on this particular thing is highlighted. Can you observe? Span, a perfect phone without need accessories. But here I cannot give this as a parameter. So here I need to check for the class also. So just above this, can you observe this part wherein you have the class link, review title, So this is what we will be writing here. Now you can observe here also you have A and then review title content. So same thing I have written over here as well. So run this, you'll be able to see the title. You will get all the titles now. Review title, color, everything you're getting now. For all the reviews, whatever people have given reviews, those things you should be able to see. Let me just zoom out this. So you can see here, received a fake mobile, worst phone from an irresponsible thing, and so on. So here you're getting one extra thing. This is nothing but a tag. So you want to remove it. Again, first of all, find out the length of the title. It will be again 10 because we have 10 customers. So 10 customers have given 10 reviews. So this step is repeated. That is, you have to create an empty list first for the review title, run a for loop. I hope everyone is doing it along with me. So the moment you do this, you will get all the review. So dot get text function will help you get all the titles. So here you are going to remove the tags and you will just get the comments. Received a fake mobile, worst phone from an irresponsible company, and so on. Till here everyone has done. Everyone has done till here. Arya, make sure that see, without running this particular thing. Now here you have collected all the titles in this particular object. See, people who are getting error, please listen to me carefully. See, without running this cell, because in this cell I'm collecting all the review titles. If you're not running this cell, and let's say you're directly running this cell, then it will give you an error. So please go line by line. You should not run the next cell, okay, before running the previous cell. Just follow the order and you should be able to get it. I hope you're getting it. Am I audible now? No, actually I was drinking water, so I had muted. I'm audible now? Yes? Okay. Fine. So now what we get, we have got the review titles. Now after getting the review titles, now you can observe here. I have a slash n here preceding the sentence and one slash n after the comment. Now let's say I want to remove it. I don't want it to be visible in my document. So what I will do, I use something called as lstrip function. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the lstrip function. So this method will return a copy of the string with the trailing characters removed. Whatever characters are there, right, that will be removed. Now here we have /n. So what you can do, title.strip. Why I'm telling title? Because it is present in the title. So title.strip/n for title in review title. So here in this review title list, we have all the reviews. So from this particular thing, we are going to remove /n. So this will select all the lines from the title list and then remove the /n from the left side. Okay. Now you can observe. If I write here L strip, it will remove from the left side. If I write here R strip, it will remove from the right side of the sentence. Now I've just given strip. So it will remove both the sides. Okay. Before also, after also. So let me modify this from both the sides. Then next part. Now this is the same thing. For L strip to remove from the left side, R strip is from to remove from the right side. So I have done what? I'm not using L strip. I'm directly using /n. I'm directly using the strip function. So here that R strip is there. So I have commented it, not to do, because we have already done it by using a strip function. Okay, if you want to try, you can try. You can just write here L strip. So you can observe that from the left side it is removed, and when you do for the right strip, R strip function, it will be removed from the right side. Next, let's say I want to collect the ratings. Now from here, what I am going to do, I am going to collect the ratings. You can observe here they have given these stars, right? So now I want to collect this part of information from this particular website. Again, right click, inspect. The moment you click on inspect, a dialog, right side one tab will be open. Click on this and then select. I want this rating. So the moment you click on this, you will get the bar. You can observe here I data hook review star rating. Same thing we are going to write over here. I classes review rating. And then find all. Here what we a function we are using, soup dot find all. Find all the review ratings and collect it in this object called as rating. So run this. The moment you run it, you will get all the ratings. Yeah, you can observe. All the ratings are available here. Star 4, 1, 4 and so on. So here also you can see. So 1 out of 5. Here is the final one. See, 1 out of 5, 4 out of 5 and so on. So here if I do length of rating, can you tell me how many ratings I will get? Can you quickly tell me how many ratings will I get? What will happen? 12, we have removed already 2 people from the ratings. It should be 10, 12. Agree? So we should get, how did we get 12? We should get 10 no here. Okay. Why we got 12? Can anybody tell why not 10? Can anyone answer this question? Even I got confused for a second here. So can you tell me why we got 12 here? Why not 10? Yes, very good, Alexander. See, here we are not doing any category. See, we haven't used the title class. Yes, very correct, Chakradhar. We are not using that. We are directly giving this particular arguments. I class review rating. So we are going to collect the review rating of all the 12 people. That is why we are getting it as 12 here. I hope everyone is clear. Then we are going to collect the ratings. Now we are going to remove the tags. So in order to remove the tags, again we will first take one list which is called as rate, right? And then here we will run a for loop. We will run a for loop from I in range 0 to length of rating. I hope you're getting it. Okay. So the moment you get it, the moment this rate is nothing but our list which will contain all the ratings without the tags. So all the tags are removed, that out 1 out of 5 and this thing, everything is removed and only their ratings are available. Again, now I don't want those two people because I've removed their names. So I'm going to perform the pop operation. Okay, so 4 and 1 should be removed. So for that, what I will do, I will call the pop function. Since I'm going to remove from this list, I'm using rate dot pop of 0. The moment I do it, the topmost element is removed. One more time, if I run it, you can observe one is removed. I hope you are getting it. Yes, everyone is getting it. Now, if I calculate length, I should get it as 10 because we have removed the two ratings also. Now, let us collect all the data that we have done. Whatever we have done, initially what we did, we collected all the customer names, which is present in this cust underscore name list. So that is what I am printing. Then we collected the review titles. Correct, whether it is good, bad, fake, everything. This is present in our this list, that is review title list. Next, we collected the rating, whatever rating these people have given, whether 4 rating, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that is what we are able to get in these lists. Correct? Till here it is clear. Any doubts so far? If no doubts, please type in no doubts. Now from here things are very important. Okay. No doubts? Okay. So now we have 3 lists. Let me go back to my slides. Okay. So here first what we have collected. We have collected the customer names in this particular list. In this we have list of all the customers. All the customers. Then we collected one for review title, whatever review they have given, right, in this particular list. Yes, anybody who has got the link can please share it on the WhatsApp group. Hemant is not able to access the link from the chat box. And anyone from the class can just paste it in the WhatsApp group also so that he can access it. So this contains all the review, list of all the review titles. Yes, finding average, I'll show you at the end, Akshay. We will do that as well. Then next is the rating. So this is collected in this particular list. Now let's say I have collected this data from the website, correct? From the Amazon iPhone website. I have collected this data separately. Now my task is I want to form a table now. What I want to do, I want to form a table. Okay, no worries. I will tell the technical team to do it. Let's say now I want to create a table for these things. I want customer names here. Then here, let's say their review title, only review title, whatever they have done. Okay. And here, let's say I want the rating. Yes, like a database. Let's say now I'm going to create a database from this particular website. Create this in the form of a table. So let's see how to do it. So first I will check the type of rate. So this rate is a list, correct? We have created a list for this. So now what we will do, we will directly select. Okay, what else we have taken? Using this particular command. Do we need review? Okay, I have added few more things here apart from this. Okay, this is one last thing. Now let's say you want the entire review text content. Now observe here, let's say this particular person, that is Shesh Masudi, he has written one big paragraph. Let's say I want this paragraph also. So that is nothing but your review text content. So for this also, in order to get that, right click, inspect, click on this, then select. The moment you select, you will be able to get this entire thing. Can you observe? So for this, we are going to go just one step ahead, review body. So the same thing I'm going to write over here. Review, span dot review text content. So this will scrape the full content of the review. So if I click this, we should be able to see it. Here I have printed it. So this will take some time. So it will get you all the review. So here is the length of that review. We don't want that. Directly, let's say we are going to now collect it one by one by removing the tags. Run it. Should be able to see it. Yes. The worst phone I ever purchased in so and so, right? All those things are collected. Now here we are doing strip function wherein we are going to remove this slashes. So without the slashes, this is there. Then coming directly to this part. Now coming to the actual part. Now what I want to do, I want to create a table like this. So in order to create a table like this, right, in order to create a data in this particular format, we are going to use one more library from the Python. So we are going to use now pandas. So pandas is a library to create data frames. This is a library to create data frames. So here I'm going to import this pandas as PD. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this data frame function to get the data in the form of a data frame. I'm collecting it in df. So initially this df is going to be blank. So we need to add the columns and the rows here. So data frame is nothing but it is a structure like thing. Like rows and column format. Whenever you want to have your data in the rows and column format, right? We use this data frame function from pandas library. So similarly, you can observe initially this df doesn't contain anything, so you will get blank because you have not added any data to it. So to add data into it, see, observe here. df of customer name. For customer name, I will have this customer list. Similarly, for ratings, I have rate. Review title, this thing. For review content, review. Just click on this. So once this is done, click on this particular thing. You should be able to see. Can you observe the customer names you're getting here? Their ratings you're getting. In ratings, You will get all the rate, review title, and this is nothing but the review body. I hope you are able to follow. So now I will do something called as df.describe. So this will help you describe the total number of ratings and total number of customers. How many customers are there and all that. Now you can observe, if you just want that particular column for ratings, you will get only the ratings. Now let's say you want as type of int. Okay, there's some mistake that I've done. Okay, this is 1.0, right? Our rating is a floating values. So that is why we are not able to get it. So this should be changed to float. Right? You will be getting your ratings here. DF initially will be, there will be nothing in that Chakradhar. That is why you are not getting anything. Once you add those things, only then you should be able to get it. Now if I type DF of ratings, I'll get only the ratings. I hope you're getting it. See, you can see that it is a floating point value, so I'm getting type as float. Now let's say if you want to find the average rating. Okay, one of you asked me about the average rating. So just write here df of rating dot mean. So you will get the average rating. I hope you are able to follow. Who had asked me this question? Arya or someone else? Okay, Akshay. I hope you're getting it, Akshay, how to find the average. Chakradhar, please check your previous thing. Have you run the pandas library? Because see, here in the data frame, we are first doing this step. Unless and until you do this, here this is not going to be recognized. So this steps has to be carried out. Please check it. So in this way, you can create your own data frame. Now let's say you want to create a file out of this. So if you want to create a file out of this, a CSV file, CSV is comma separated file. Then you can just run this particular command. Should be able to get it. Save it as a CSV file. I hope you're getting it. Now coming to the point, how is this web scraping playing an important role in cyber security? How can web scraping enhance cyber security? Let us try to answer that question. Let me write here, how can web scraping enhance cyber security? See, those scraping activities are primarily aimed to benefit one's website, right? What is the main aim of web scraping? They are going to extract the data from the web. So what is the primarily aim of web scraping? Let me write it in points so that it will become easy for you to revise as well. So for the web scraper, primary aim is to benefit one's website. Right? Some scraper bots are unwelcome and perform malicious actions. They are a threat to a people's database. So some people, see, if you are taking the data from a legal website, let's say if you want to get an information and read about it, let's say you are a student, so you want to refer to any computer science book, then that data is freely available, you can access it. Okay, so this scraping will help you access the data, specific data, but there will be some scraper bots. Okay, let me write that. there are some scraper bots. So bots are nothing but programs only. Okay, they perform malicious actions. What are malicious actions? They will try to take the data from the website which has copyrights, which you are not supposed to do it. Now this becomes a threat to people's data. So these bots basically extract sensitive data, access navigable paths, extract web apps, and read the parameter values, helping attackers identify vulnerabilities on target sites and initiate a cyber attack. So basically what they do, see, in some of the companies, they will be having some builders, especially, constructing market, wherein people are building houses and all that, right? So when those companies get any project for, building a mall or something like that, so a number of building constructing people, they will be giving a pricing. They will be, taking some pricing thing for that project. This much of pricing will be there. So a number of companies will be, you know, giving that pricing amount or the pricing number to the one who is going to give them the project. So this web scrapers can try to access this information. So now this becomes an attack to the people. I hope you are understanding. I hope everyone is clear how web scraper is the web scraping can enhance the cyber security. There is one nice website for this. Okay, when I'll be giving you this particular my documents, right, my PPT, I will add those links here. Here also I've added some links because I'm not able to cover each and everything in the class, right? So you people can read about them. So I will add those links as well. Okay, I'll check in my notes and I will add those links here so that it will become easy for you to read later on. Okay, so you people can take a screenshot of this rating thing. Clear everyone? Web scraping is clear to everyone? Okay, fine then. So with this, we will stop here for today and we will continue in tomorrow's section. Fine? Sure, Shagun, I will be sharing that at the end. One book I will share you. Okay, to do that study and all that. At the end, I will be giving you. I'll share the PPT at the end, Janardhan, because I keep modifying the PPT, right? So every time I cannot send it and share it with you. So I will do it at the end. See, this is the way of calculating the average rating. So let me write something here as DF of ratings. Dot values. Value count. So here you can observe these are the average ratings. Like for one, there are 5 people who have given 1 rating. 4 people have given only 5 rating. And 1 person has given 4 ratings. So we have taken the average of this. Okay. Fine then. So with this, we will stop here for today. Which exam are you talking about, Rupesh? I don't know about it. I will check with the technical team. Okay. And I'll get back to you later. Fine? Okay then. Okay, fine then. I will stop here for today.